Previously on the Tesla documentary series.
The Alpha build is proceeding well. We've completed Alpha build program, which consists of building 15 vehicles, and now they're now going through intensive testing. So we're really testing every element of the vehicle: systems integration, performance, safety, cold weather performance. We've accumulated several thousand miles with pretty impressive results, and we're obviously rolling what we learned from the Alpha into the beta design, and we expect to have the first beta vehicle builds around the end of summer.
So as Tesla finalizes the beta Model S versions, Elon takes to the media to update Tesla's delivery timelines.
So the Model S, which is a four-door premium performance sedan, I've committed that we will start delivery to customers no later than July of next year. There's going to be an initial ramp-up of production, and then in 2013 we expect to deliver at least 20,000 units. And in fact, the performance version of the Model S has better acceleration than a Porsche 911 and better handling. So I think we've got a good shot at achieving that goal.
Better acceleration.
In fact, we've already sold.
Better acceleration than a Porsche and better handling. That's a bold promise. But how far will it go on a charge? That's great. I mean, how far will it go on a charge?
Over 300 miles. I mean, our aspiration is to take the 500,000 unit per year capacity of the NUMMI factory that we bought from Toyota and GM and fill out that full capacity over the next roughly 5 years. So at that point, you'll have mass market electric cars that are affordable to everyone with very compelling capabilities.
To make this happen, Tesla first has to make the Model S a hit. And on the 1st of October, Tesla holds an event to officially introduce the Model S to the world.
Well, welcome. As you can see, the Model S can easily handle 7 people plus baggage. Oh, hey. Hey, Ben, you've been working late? Or must have been there all night. So as it turns out, the Model S can actually handle 8 people plus luggage. So our goal here with the Model S was to create not the best electric car, but actually the best car of any kind. And if you think about, well, what are the ways in which you can evaluate a car? Like what makes a car good or great? Well, I think we can start off with safety first. Because my kids are going to be in the car, my friends will be in the car, you guys will be in the car. We care deeply about safety and making sure that this is the safest vehicle in the world. If you look at some of the crash test videos, you can get a sense for how long the crumple zone is on the Model S. And this is a really important factor in safety. Because we don't have an engine in the front, where you're forced to have a short crumple zone or have the engine go through your chest, which would obviously be bad, we actually have a crumple zone that's about 3 times longer than a normal sedan would have. Then in terms of performance, the Model S is the only all-aluminum sedan made in North America. It's really important that it's made of aluminum because we want it to have that crash safety, but also be light. So the car is only a little over 4,000 pounds in mass. And that allows it to be agile and quick and not feel heavy. The basic car can do sort of 0 to 60 in about 5.6 seconds. And something you may already have heard about is we announced yesterday that there's going to be a performance version of the Model S that can do 0 to 60 in under 4.5 seconds. And that'll be available from start of production middle of next year. So. You know, just to put that into perspective, that's better acceleration than a basic Porsche 911. And it's a 4-door electric sedan. So not bad. And you'll see me sort of kind of harping on this difference of gasoline and electric. What we're really trying to show here with the Model S is that an electric car is not almost as good as a gasoline car. It's way better. I mean, that's the thing that we have to show to the world. I mean, you see all these articles and so-called experts, and you know, in some cases they're just sort of your typical naysayers. In some cases, they're funded by the oil companies and they have nefarious objectives in mind. And they almost don't want this car to exist. And the reason, a huge reason why we're holding this event is so that when you go home or to work, and you talk to people that you know, now you can say, I've driven in the car. I've seen the factory. You don't have to say, I think it'll work, or maybe they can make it. You've seen the actual product, you've seen how it'll get built, and you know with absolute certainty, this is the real thing. So, and in this case, we really need your help. Not for Tesla, but for electric cars in general. There's always a danger that the electric car revolution could stall out, that people could say, well, you know, it was a nice try, but you know, they couldn't make a go of it, so you know, let's sort of abandon the whole electric car idea and go back to fossil fuels. We cannot let that happen. And that's really what this is about. Based on what you see here, you can really get the message out there and help be ambassadors for electric cars. I mean, we have a revolution to fight here, and we need your help to win that revolution. So, thank you.
Following the event, customers were able to get their first taste of the Model S, and the experience didn't disappoint.
Pretty amazing, pretty amazing. And then the acceleration on the straightaway, unbelievable.
It'll be like roller coasters.
It's like a roller coaster. That smooth acceleration, you know, there's no jerks or bumps when you're hitting 70 miles an hour. It's nothing else like it.
It's a beautiful car and it's really fast and sexy.
Following the unveiling of the Model S beta, Tesla stock rallied from $24 to $32 over the following month. In late October, Tesla announces that it has pre-sold all its planned 2012 Model S output, which means wait times have now been pushed out to over a year.
Apple is confirming that Steve Jobs has passed away after a battle with pancreatic cancer. This is a man who really stood for American exceptionalism, was the man who created the Mac, the iPod, the iPhone, the iPad, all of that. You see him there. In the past few years, he had been battling pancreatic cancer. Obviously, you can see that on his frame. This is something investors had been talking about, and obviously with his final stepping aside, which he had done once before with Tim Cook taking the helm at Apple, is something that got a lot of attention on Wall Street. But he really was a man. You see him there. The reason Apple was so exceptional and those products were so exceptional and so loved was that he would show up in that black turtleneck and make the presentation, and it became an event with groupies and people around the world waiting for every event.
And while the world grieved Steve Jobs' passing, only a few people saw who could be the next person to put a dent in the universe.
You know, someone recently said, I think a Merrill Lynch analyst back in August said Elon Musk is the next Steve Jobs. Do you emulate him? I mean, do you actively look at what Steve does and try and put the same kind of moves together for the companies that you found?
Well, you know, I didn't know Steve Jobs well on a personal level. I'd only met him once at a party. But in terms of his incredible focus on product excellence, the way that he valued beauty and design, ease of use, and a willingness to do the unconventional, or what would appear contrarian things. I mean, I certainly think those good characteristics and worthy of anyone emulating. He's certainly one of my heroes.
In November, Tesla announced Q3 earnings, with revenue matching that of Q2 at $58 million, a $65 million net loss, and $334 million in cash on hand. Wall Street loved the earnings announcement, and Tesla stock shot up 13% the following day. But as November rolled around, there was more talk about competition.
Although there's competitors now ramping up, and as you're familiar with BYD, which is also on the West Coast, I think they're ramping up production of their electric vehicles. Warren Buffett owns 10% stake in that. Why do you laugh? BYD is trying to compete. Why do you laugh?
Have you seen their car?
I have seen their cars, yes. In fact, at the Berkshire Hathaway meeting, I saw their cars.
Yeah.
Well, they are on a different, tell me why you're laughing. You don't see them at all as a competitor?
No.
Why is that? I mean, they offer a lower price point.
I don't think they have a great product.
Why is that?
I don't think it's particularly attractive. The technology is not very strong. And BYD as a company has pretty severe problems in their home turf in China.
Right.
So I think their focus is, and rightly should be, on making sure they don't die in China.
During December, Tesla announced the final pricing of the 4 versions of the Model S to be released. If the $7,500 federal tax credit is taken into account, the real price of the entry-level model is under $50,000. However, it'll be a while until the entry-level Model S is produced, as Tesla plans to manufacture their premium version first in order to reduce complexity and maximize the amount of cash coming into the company while the sales numbers are small. So as 2011 concludes, Tesla stock experiences some high volatility as the global financial markets have become extremely volatile due to the European debt crisis flaring up and causing large swings in global equity prices. Tesla stock pretty much finishes the year where it started. So when we look at what Tesla accomplished in 2011, they completed their Alpha Model S testing, made great progress on the beta version, made a huge amount of progress in getting the Fremont factory ready for production, showcased the Model S to the world, built their first interactive stores, and raised the capital needed to see them through 2012. Tesla promised customer deliveries by mid-2012. So will they deliver on that promise? The fate of the company rests on Tesla getting this right. Thank you to all the Patreons that support the channel, along with Bradford Ferguson from Holter Ferguson Financial. And remember, all content is opinion only and not financial advice. So till next time, I'll catch you guys soon.